after he goes, every man at his best is a mere breath. Pause. Think about that. See, wasted days are breaths that we didn't take. A day that I've shattered on the floor is a breath I didn't take. I've shorted myself. I've shorted Jesus. I've shorted you. I've shorted my wife. I've shorted my children. When I just take my day, my base of the day, and go, what the heck? And I'm just walking around with shattered stuff. Listen, let's not waste anymore. God has so much for you. Give us this, Luke 11:3. Give us each day our daily bread. The word for daily is, and again, I'm not a Greek scholar. I've got this incredible Bible, and just called the Keyword Study Bible, and gives you the references. So I'm not trying to, like, yes, I'm a PhD in Greek. It's not that at all. I'm curious, and so I study and read. And the word is epiousios. Epi the prefix is for or into. And ousios is being or substance. And it only occurs in the Lord's Prayer, this word. It was coined in the analogy of periousios, which means being, substance, meaning, special, peculiar, treasure. What are you trying to say? Here it is. Therefore, give us this day, give us what we need for each day to be a peculiar, special treasure. Every day is to be treasured because it is special. That's the word daily. Isn't that awesome? 1 Thessalonians 5:5-8. You are all sons of the light and sons of the day. We do not belong to the night but to the darkness. So then, let us not be like others who are asleep, but let us be alert and self-controlled. For those who sleep, sleep at night. Those who get drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be self-controlled, putting on faith and love as a breastplate and the hope of salvation as a helmet. We belong to the day. Belong to this day. Be all in this day and this fire. God, whatever you're doing it with me and in me and through me, I'm all in today. God, I'm not looking back. I'm not looking ahead. I'm living this moment right now. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach when you say, I have no pleasure in them. Now watch this. We're almost done. Go to the last, next to the last book of the Old Testament. So if you can find Matthew, turn back through Malachi, and then right before Malachi is Zechariah, chapter 14. So find Matthew, first chapter, first book of the New Testament. Go to the left, just 3 or 4 pages. You'll go through Malachi. Get to Zechariah 14. This is the last thing we're going to look at. Zechariah 14, verse 1. I'm just going to show you this little phrase and where it appears, okay? A day of the Lord, verse 4. On that day, verse 6. On that day, there will be no light. Verse 7. It will be a unique day. A day known to the Lord. Verse 8, on that day, living water will flow. Verse 13, on that day, then it goes on to what it will do there. Verse 20, on that day, holy to the Lord will be inscribed on the bells of the horses and the cooking pots in the Lord's house. Verse 21, and the end of verse 21, and on that day, let's have a that day. Let this be a that day. When we look back and we go, on that day, because of that day, I will never be the same. Because of that day, when I was in that fire, my life will never, ever, ever be the same. And because of what happened on that day, I'm affecting 1,000 years. Listen, I'm going to steer it this way for 1 second. What I do as a daddy will affect them for 1,000 years. I think I need to get on my face right quick. What I'm doing, my relationship with Terry, will affect 1,000 years of what has come from us. Oh, you're being literal. That's not what it said. What I don't do will affect 1,000. Listen, this is that day. This day, right now, things change. Right now, from this point forward, because of this fire, listen, as a church, this day, what we do this day, the way we worship this day, the way we press into Jesus this day, the way we believe and walk by faith this day will affect 1,000 years. See, it's not about us. It's about, unless Jesus comes back, which Maranatha, Jesus, come quickly. But if He doesn't come back, I want what we do today to be living 1,000 years from now. Don't you? I do. I want the ministry of this body, the vision of this body to affect 1,000 years in incredible ways. Isn't that amazing? So the question is, are you all in? Are you all in today? Going, I'm in. And I'm not talking about, I'm not asking you to join your membership. I'm talking about you personally, through your life, in your fire, in your situation. We just can't keep looking back or forward and what if and blaming God and doing all of this. We go, okay, God, I'm in. Count me in. Jerry, would you play? No, we're not going to have this big walk the aisle kind of a thing, but I do want to give you a chance to make a commitment with Him. Not making it to me or so that everybody can see. You're making it